Okay, so the video starting off in the middle section, going towards the middle right. This area sees a lot of sunlight, so it's going to be a little more susceptible to damage. You can see a lot of granular loss and what looks like, hail strikes, the big pieces, maybe even some debris that's flying. The darker on the bottom of the shingles is just moisture left over from condensation last night. This is about 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to zoom out and move to the right. Still on the front elevation. Coming in close, you can see a little bit of diagonal separation of the shingles, a little shingle slipping there. You can see how those tabs are kind of sliding down a bit. You may not be able to see it, but the shingles look like they were sliding some. They could have just been installed a little bit off in the very beginning. It's not critical. The diagonal stepping, you'll see these little, to the right hand side, you'll see these wider gaps. That's called, I think it's called scissoring or something like that. But it's can be wind damage where the shingles had lifted up. So I'm going to come in here and look at this little piece, little slope. And like the other slope, everything facing this direction, I think this is facing west, is obviously damaged. Clear hail impacts here. This slope will easily be paid for by the insurance company due to hail damage. Now we're looking at the right elevation. At the upper part here, you can see this decking area that has kind of dipped down. That's kind of significant. You see it all along here. This can be ventilation issues. If the soffit vents are clogged up, hot moist air goes high, and it can condensate on the back side of that decking. Also, the sun doesn't hit this elevation very much, so the condensated moisture on the bottom of the decking retains. So you need even more ventilation. I would suggest hip ridge and ridge vent on the front slopes of this area. When we zoom in, we don't see any hail damage on this side. There's a couple of bruising areas, which are just kind of like they're indentions. You can see something hit, but we didn't get any granule loss on it. That slope does not get as hot as the others, so it's gonna take longer to wear. Same with this slope here. You can tell it's still holding moisture from the previous night. That's why it's so much darker. It doesn't get a lot of direct sunlight either. Therefore, these shingles will last longer and hold up better, which is what we're seeing. Do have some granule loss. There's a piece right there, spot right there in almost the middle in there that look like hail strikes. Hopefully they'll be seen. That particular area is probably from a flying limb or something that would take out a chunk like that. Move over towards the left side of the rear slope. And we'll zoom in a little bit, see if we can get a better look at that. The decking looks okay on this other side, the left elevation. I have to say that rear slope, I should have inspected that a little bit more with the video. I did it with photos. But this elevation, which is the left elevation, shows quite a bit of damage, especially up here in the front. You can see it even from this distance. You can see the pock marks on it. Some of that darker area, that's moisture. Let's jump back to the front. So stop. That looks like a limb or something that flew through the air and landed on the roof. All right. Now we're going to get an overall just view from the top. You see that decking on the right-hand side? You see it kind of dipping in. 2-3 sheets of decking. She'll take care of that. And adding some ridge vent. And that's number 5 Wendike Place.